Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very happy to present to you today. I'm sorry to not be able to be with you, but at least to share a little bit of our experience in Planetary or One Health in international teaching. So you see, I've slightly changed the title, including also the One Health aspect, and I also including international teaching. And during today's talk, I'm going to focus a bit on blended learning because that's the field where we have most experience with. So let's start with our agenda for the next half an hour or so. So we start with planetary or One Health and how all this relates to global health. Then I will continue with a definition of blended learning. I will talk us briefly about success factors of blended learning, and then we'll tell you a little bit why I think blended learning is a great opportunity specifically for planetary or One Health. And this I will explain mostly within two case studies. Case study one, our UCLOS certificate program, a European collaboration, and then case study two, our OH target modules, a global cooperation. So, planetary versus One Health, what's the difference? What are things which they have in common? Well, shared concepts between the two are that they are an interconnectedness of human, animal, and environmental health, that they are transdisciplinary approaches bringing together various sectors, disciplines, and communities to address health challenges, really including both of them, including social sciences as well. And both of them focus on sustainability to ensure the well-being of human, animals, and the planet. So what I have been told by colleagues from Latin America is that, well, One Health mainly was created by veterinarians, and then that planetary health was mainly invented by medical doctors, and that this is why there is a different focus. Others say that, well, okay, so One Health is mostly about infectious diseases and antibiotic resistance, planetary health not so much. To me, there is a huge overlap between both concepts, and at LMU, where we work across faculties on both topics or on these topics, we have decided to use one or the other term depending on which term is better understood in a specific context. For example, planetary health is a term where more faculties feel related to, while One Health frequently others relate mostly to human health. So we use for whatever is better or easier to understand. So here a citation from a recent article in The Lancet Planetary Health. Sorry, I need to go back. Overall, One Health and planetary health are highly complementary fields of scientific inquiry with solid leverage for translation into policy and practice. There is an opportunity to build a stronger research community and transdisciplinary evidence to collectively address pressing public and global health issues in a truly integrated way. Above all, life on Earth is at risk, and our diversity will only make us stronger. So, not competing, not discussing too much on the different definitions, but really looking at the aim we have, and this is to save our planet and to make it a place to be for humans and animals. So what about global health? Well, global, this is to me this is a historical involvement. So we starting from infectiology, hygiene, epidemiology, over sanitary health to international health. We finally resulted in global health with more equal view on health, and now this evolved to Planetary and One Health, crossing even more disciplines than global health. So it's related, just that in One Health, Planetary Health, we not only look at human health, but also at animal and the environment, animal health and the environment. With this, I get over to Planet Learning, on which, as I said, I will focus a lot during my talk. So I will start with a definition. Well, when we combine face-to-face lessons, different types of lessons, seminars, and so on, and combine this with online teaching, then, and this online teaching may be asynchronous or it could be synchronous, for example, Zoom sessions, then we have blended learning if 30 to 79% of the training is online teaching. That's the definition by different authors. So the basic question before we dive into this is whether students actually learn something when we use such blended learning approaches. And here is a recent review by Müller and Millenberger, really taking into account the quality of the studies and so on. And they were comparing blended learning versus traditional teaching. Here we have the 0, and below 0 are those studies indicating that blended learning was worse than traditional teaching, and above 1, those indicating that the blended learning was better. And if you take the overall mean, then it shows it's about the same. So, high quality learning and teaching, blended learning and teaching is about the same as is traditional learning. And as in traditional learning, if you do poor teaching, the learning is also bad. So we need to take this into account and need to look at the successful factors to know what is good teaching and what is good high quality blended learning, which are the success factors. Well, as students, they must dive into this, they must be able to work independent and so on. And of course, we as teachers, we must support them across the learning process and enable them to do also independently work, make experience, have hands-on experience, and so on. We need high quality content, good content. The technology must be a way that users like them, professors as students, and maybe coming back to the factor teachers. Well, if we as professor don't like online training, then we also will not do good online teaching. Yeah. Then the learning design, the design of our training programs needs to be nice. Students should like it, especially in the younger generation. Design is important. And also the learning environment needs to be good. We need good learning platforms, like, for example, Moodle, to really show good online learning opportunities. And we have to have stable internet connections and so on. So it's different whether I provide these technical solutions to students in areas with good high quality internet access at low costs, or in areas where internet connectivity is still a problem, as we have experienced recently, for example, with our students in Ghana. And to fulfill these success factors, of course, it's not a bargain. So blended learning is expensive. But what are the opportunities of blended learning? So if you have to do all this to have high quality blended learning to enable this, well, the opportunities are that it's up to date. It's very easy to update our online courses, not only the Zoom sessions. So I'm repeating this because Zoom sessions, well, there is some tiredness of Zoom, and I think later today you will also learn about other online options. I will also share some of our examples of Moodle. The other opportunity is that students can learn flexible and self-determined if they are able to do so, and we need to enable them. It's an opportunity for lifelong learning, and maybe especially these fields, new fields like One Health, Planetary, are a great opportunity for lifelong learning. And it's also an opportunity to prepare students for the world of work, because work is online now in a global context. Large parts of work are done online. So, central to flexible blended learning are learners and their needs. Universities, we as teachers should allow them to decide for themselves what, when, how, and where they are learning. So, it's a great opportunity for international, interdisciplinary, and personalized educational path. And this I will show you in the context of One or Planetary Health, how well it's suited for personalized, interdisciplinary, and international learning. Maybe starting with a recent example, the pandemic. Well, here I think there is no doubt that One Health is interdisciplinary, also with the definition I showed you. And so we have different disciplines involved. And in the case studies I'm going to show you, you will also learn that it's very well suited for international learning without having the students on site at one place all the time. Every once in a while, it's good. So I really like this blended learning opportunities where you have the kick off on site and then start learning online in groups again, because students then know each other personally, but then are able to work together online. And for this, I will give you two practice examples. The first of this is the European University Alliance for Global Health, UGLO. This is the first phase of this was a strategic partnership of 5 universities across Europe, and now in the second phase, it's expanded to 9 universities, really ranging all over Europe. So LMU is part of that, but also there is the University of Alcalá, the University of Porto, the University of Novi Sad, University of Szeged, University of Paris-Saclay, University of Hamburg, Lund, and Tromsø. Part of the European University Initiative. European universities are transnational alliances that point the way to the universities of the future and will revolutionize European higher education. So high aims behind that. Within this alliance, we were able to establish the Euclid Certificate of Advanced Studies in Global Health, which has a strong focus on One Health. The idea is that students, undergraduate students, so mostly master students, but also graduate students, PhD students are involved, have the chance to look out of their box, out of the disciplinary box, and start learning in an interdisciplinary way. Theoretical, practice-oriented, and methodologic basic understanding of global health. Yeah, so they have 17 ECTS where they pick different aspects of global health, One Health, and put this together to a certificate. And for this, I already mentioned we have master students, medical students of LMU and its partner university, and the modality is blended learning. Special features are that the compulsory elective subjects are offered by various faculties of LMU and within the UGLO network, and that at LMU we now have the chance to that students register as so-called secondary listeners, which means that they don't have to pay any fees to LMU. They just register at our partner universities and then get all the rights to LMU Munich, which is now possible thanks to the new Bavarian University law. So we are making use of that and are piloting it within the certificate program. So here is our first cohort at the kickoff. There they have been on site in Munich for the first module. They got to know each other. You see, it's a small group. It's a small group, but interdisciplinary and internationally, as you can see here. So we have men and women, a little more men than women. Overall, we have 14 students in it, and they're from the University of Hamburg, from LMU, University of Szeged, Paris-Saclay, and Lund University, and University of Porto. And they are coming really from different disciplines also. 4 are of the medical faculties, but we also have 2 from public health, 2 from biology, 1 from pedagogy. Psychology is 1, environmental humanities, sociology, philosophy, and geography. So really broad range, as broad as the One Health field is. So, and here an example of the online modules you have to take. And here I took an example of our One Health modules, One Health core competencies, where they start with interdisciplinary competencies as first unit, then they dive into the One Health approach, and then they get an One Health problem. And here in phase 1, they only look at their specific discipline. Yeah, so they need to work through a problem within their specific disciplines. Then in phase 2, they're working together in groups on the multidisciplinary problem, which is called Anna. That's the name of the person. So it's case-based, the whole idea. And they work together and then come up with a multidisciplinary problem analysis. And then in phase 3, they develop an interdisciplinary mission plan again in groups and of interdisciplinary teams. Within this, they come up with a team expectation agreement. This is something we have learned that this is important when international students, so national students, come together in a group, that we encourage them to come up with an expectation agreement. This is not graded, but this helps them really to work within the group and come up then with their final task, the mission plan. So here we have very good experience with that all students really contribute and that there are no misunderstandings within the groups. So what can we conclude from this first example with this blended learning concept of the Certificate of Advanced Study on Global Health? Well, our success factors were that we could rely on an international university network. The network itself is a top-down approach, so we really can count on the support of our university management. We have the secondary listener services, which is also helpful. We did the kickoff on site in Munich. We were able to fund the travels of all our students, and they really enjoyed that. And this way, also felt a stronger compromise. Other successful factors: the students need to be supervised closely. We are offering a variety of methods within our courses so that there is also some change, because it is quite stressful for the students to work 2 semesters on these subjects on top of their main studies. We do careful lesson planning, careful module planning using the evaluate method, and then we evaluate, and adapt according to the needs of our students. And yeah, so to us, this offers also a great space for international interdisciplinary collaboration, and also it's important important example of personalized learning, the modular concept, and that the courses are also open to other participants, not only to the certificate program students, not only to the certificate students, but also to students from other networks, like, for example, our One Health Training and Research Global Network, by offering a project located at the Center for International Health, which I'm having the pleasure being the chairwoman, where we offer modules like this in the area of One Health and Global Health in English, Spanish, and Portuguese. And the idea and what we learned over the last 5-6 years is that for the modules to be really accepted, to be really used, is that they need to be embedded in programs of our partner universities across the world. Otherwise, as only voluntary on top courses, this rarely works out or doesn't reach a huge number of students. So here an example how we did this of our partner university in Guatemala, the USAC Guatemala. Here and now our course on antimicrobial resistance and infections is implemented into their Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry. And in this course, their antimicrobial resistance and infections course, they now implemented parts of our online offer antibiotic resistance and marine life conservation with a One Health approach. And the course is also open to other partner universities from Latin America. For the students in Guatemala, this meant a replacement of literature studies and videos they were looking on YouTube. And the professors, they were very happy to have this opportunity to implement the on-site course into their teaching. They are taken care of. They are the course lecturers, just using our online module. And this module was developed together with the partners. So it's not something invented by us and then offered to others, because this usually doesn't work out, but it's really a joint project. And so the professors there are using it for their undergraduate course. It's a course with around 100 students. The students work online through the online parts, through the asynchronous online parts, but on site and everything which was planned in a synchronous way, together with the professors in Guatemala. An additional target the partner university has is to generate interest in bachelor thesis in the field of antibiotic resistance with a One Health approach, because also in Guatemala, One Health is getting more and more importance. Which are the success factors for this specific course? And we have many examples also from the other partner university, other programs. Well, students need the technical requirements for it. There needs to be a cultural openness for blended learning, which now slowly is also generated in Latin America. The partner university, the professors need to feel an ownership of the courses, otherwise they won't use it. And the courses need to be embedded in either existing programs or in new programs. And this is the same as in the certificate programs, which are making use of it. And it really needs time to establish such relationships and to embed the blended learning concept in an international interdisciplinary way. So what I've shown you so far is that blended learning might be suitable for international, interdisciplinary, and personalized educational path, especially in the field of One or Planetary Health. However, there is one current challenge, and I just would like to mention it, and I'm sure you will be happy to discuss about this, and you will also have your experience with that already. This is AI, artificial intelligence, ChatGPT 4.0, for example, 4.0, which is heavily used not only by us as teachers, but also by the students. They're quite good in that. And we now need to rethink the way of how to do our exams, how to show that the students actually have learned something in our courses, and how to do this in a sound way in an online setting. What we are doing now in the courses I've shown you is that we have the exams as synchronous online sessions so that they have to present together, and then we are asking specific questions on their case studies and so on. And here you will easily be able to identify whether they have learned something or not. However, the bigger challenge is when they have to submit essays, because this is, at least in the last courses I had offered purely online with essays, there you will receive up to 80% of AI generated text. So here we are now reconsidering it and going back to on-site exams, because otherwise we just evaluate how good ChatGPT does write the text and not how well our students have learned. So with this, I thank you very much for your attention. And yeah, once again, sorry for not being able to be with you in this exciting conference. All the best. And well, if you have any questions, just send me an email and I'm happy to answer. Thank you. Bye bye.